god.
The freaking
metronome.
It keeps going
every time. Welcome back to our podcast.
Hello. We're doing something different today.
We're doing cults. So actually shout out to our friend Heather for suggesting that. Heather, you're the man. Woman.
She's a woman.
You're the woman.
Yeah, we put a little what is it, the question box?
Yeah. I was going to say Instagram poll, but
it wasn't a poll. It was like the box where you can suggest things, and cult was a good one.
Thanks, Heather.
We have like a hot podcast for you.
Oh, no. Okay. Someone's been watching too much Bob's Burgers. Just trying too hard to be Linda.
Okay, you know how you said that she's from Rhode Island?
Yeah.
I don't think they're from Rhode Island.
Why not?
Because she says coffee. And that's how New York people say coffee.
Could be Jersey.
Maybe.
Jersey makes more sense, actually.
It does.
Yeah, okay. So if Bob's Burgers is supposed to be in Jersey, let us know.
This is now Bob's Burgers podcast. Welcome.
We talk about how much we love Bob's Burgers. Okay, where did I put that?
I have it.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
I just thought, okay, let me just clarify why I thought they were from Rhode Island. Because my aunt and uncle are from Rhode Island, or they live there, and they both sound like that. They both talk like that.
Really?
But I don't think they say coffee. I think that is like
that's
a Jersey
like Jersey,
thing.
New York, yeah.
Okay.
Fresh pot of coffee. Yeah.
What were you saying the other day? It was on Thanksgiving.
Bubble butt.
No. No.
What was I saying?
You're like, mashed
yes,
potatoes.
The cranberry sauce. We're having mashed potatoes. Okay, we have to stop.
I think I heard that 20 times on Thanksgiving, maybe even more. Honestly, it was.
If you watch Bob's Burgers, you know. Like, you just know.
Their
if
musical
you know,
numbers.
you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. That's where we're going to leave
I've
it
never
at.
been a part of one of those. Now I'm with the kids.
Oh, no. What is it? What is the phrase? What's up, my fellow kids? Or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think, I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't care. Anyways, cults. That's what we're doing today. So I think we'll just start off with a basic definition.
For those who do not know what a cult is.
Which, if you don't know what a cult is, you're probably part of one.
I think that's like, is that a requirement? Like, to be in a cult, you have to know what a cult is? Like, you can't blindly go into a cult without knowing
Well,
what
no,
it
if
is.
you're in a cult, you don't know you're in a cult. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in a cult.
What? People who are in cults don't know they're in cults.
Right.
I think that's a lie. I think...
If I was in a cult, I'd be like, oh my god, I shouldn't be in this cult.
I don't think that's correct.
Okay, well, I don't think the people who are in cults know they're in cults.
Okay.
Based off of what I'm reading and what I'm, like, researching, I don't think anyone of sane mind.
Yes, but some of the people that are in cults aren't sane. They're pretty weird. No offense if you're in a cult.
No, full offense. You shouldn't be in a cult. Get out of there.
What if it... Are there good cults? Like, cults that, like, help people?
I mean, you could definitely consider, I think, religion a cult.
I feel like this is getting touchy.
No, you know what?
We're gonna stop on that note.
No, I'm not gonna stop because I have some words. I think religion is a cult. But listen, it's not.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Religion is a cult. I don't think it's a bad. Like, I don't necessarily think it's a bad one unless you're part of, what is it, the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh yeah.
Then you're in a bad cult. Leave. Call the police.
I'm calling the police.
You're in trouble.
Hello. Yeah, but like I said, I feel like, yeah.
No, because the Westboro Baptist Church, for sure, I would consider a cult. Like, religion in itself, again, like I said, it's a cult. You are worshiping one person or entity, whatever you want to call Gigi.
Oh my god, you just offended anyone.
Oh no. God. Jesus, our Lord and Savior. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so no, I feel like when I think of the word cult, I think, like, just my mind automatically goes to bad. Like,
yeah.
I don't think of cults and I'm not like, Yeah, let's save the dogs.
I'm sure there are no save the dog cults, and if there are, I'd probably be. Yeah, I mean,
Did I just start a cult?
I'll definitely join your
start
cult.
A cult.
Alyssa's Cult for Dogs.
Wow, that's a good name.
Alyssa's Cult for Dogs.
But
that sounds like it's a cult specifically for dogs.
I have a whole pack of dogs behind me.
And they're following you all around. It's like you snap your fingers and there's just like 20 dogs behind you.
Come around me.
Someone's like, Alyssa, I don't like your hair today. And you're like, oh really? Let me just snap my fingers. The dogs are here. Sick 'em. And they attack.
Maybe I'll just I'm going to be the one that rescues all the dogs from the shelters, and then they're going to be in my cult, so.
I don't think you could call that... Okay, why don't I just read the definition of cult, and then we'll reevaluate. Okay. So, cult. I got this definition from the Google.
Okay, I was hoping you didn't say Wikipedia.
No, not Wikipedia, the Google. Probably should have, gone to a dictionary, but...
Do you own a dictionary? Do you have a dictionary?
No. Times are tough. I don't.
You're gonna go to the library.
I don't own a dictionary. You know what? I can pull it up. I can just. All right, that's fine. I'll just do what I have. So cult, a system of religious venerations. I'm sorry, I don't know what that word means. I just said it because it was part of the definition.
Just so you guys know, she yells at me when I do things like that. Like if I don't know a word, she's like, "Look it up. Get a different word." But
that's true. But
sister just did it.
Well, I'm sister sorry. Oh, God.
James Charles
Some
sue
things, us. You know what? Sue me, James Charles.
I'm good for $7. So
I literally have $3 in my checking account as we speak. You know what? Let me check that for you guys.
We had a Target incident earlier.
I have $3.92 in my checking account. So James Charles, if you want to come for me, come for my $3, but not my 92 cents. Please. It's all I have. Okay. Anyways, so a system of religious venerations and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. Another definition, a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister.
See, I feel like that's the one that I would go to.
But see, what makes me think that religion is a cult is it says
it.
Right, it's saying a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs. Mm-hmm. And that is literally the definition of, people who go to church. You go to church and you say, thank you, God, my Lord and Savior, our Father, Jesus Christ, whatever.
I used to think, when I was in hair school, I felt like it was kind of culty. We all wore one color. We were only allowed to wear one color. We would gather at the end of the week and talk about our week. And, it was called.
But did you worship someone?
We didn't. It was that's the only non-culty part of it. But no offense to my school, it was great.
Yeah,
I'm out here thriving.
She's doing great with you. Sorry. Oh my God. Anyway,
I get sued by my school and James
they
Charles.
They call you up tomorrow. It's James Charles' lawyer. He's like, okay, well, we heard what you said on the podcast. You're finished.
They're gonna have to split the $7. Who's getting what?
Oh my God, that's hard because you really can't.
Actually, you said it, so they're taking. That's where your 90 cents is going.
92 cents.
You keep the 2.
Oh, I keep. That's very generous of them. Thank you so much. Anyway, but yeah, I'm sorry if that offended anyone who's religious. I mean, I honestly just don't have an issue with it. You can believe and worship whoever you want. I mean, you could tell me that the stuffed animal in your room is your God, and I would not. I'd be like, that's fine.
Could you do that? I could literally pick an inanimate object and be like, this chair is my savior.
Or you could I think what you were saying is you pick a chair and you're like, God is in this inanimate object. And that's fine. I honestly think that's fine. If that's your that's your prerogative. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. It's not hurting me. I don't care. Anyways, let's just get down to business. I was going to say the nitty-gritty, but it really just came out sounding old.
I just breathed really loud. So we both have 2.
No, we each have one.
Together it's 2.
Math.
Yep.
We're good at that.
Yeah.
We're not good at podcasting, but we're good at math.
Yep. Sometimes.
I don't know my times tables.
21 and doesn't know her time.
Don't call me.
Okay, I know them. The only ones I really know is 11s.
Nope.
9s. Well, the only reason I know 9s is because you can do it on your fingers.
Yeah, I never understood that. People try to teach me the finger thing, and I'm like, please just stop because I don't know it.
You just put down the finger that the number is. So if it's 8, you put down your 8th finger. It's 81.
Somehow I'm still too stupid for that. It's really embarrassing. This is why I have $3.92 in my checking account.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to properly use numbers.
I accept that.
Thanks. Okay, so... Yeah.
You went first last time. Should I go first this time?
Yeah, why not? I mean...
Okay. So
let's get going, boys.
So mine is on Heaven's Gate. Excuse me. They're a cult that are...
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm really concerned that what I said about religion is really offensive.
It's okay. We're not here to offend anyone. If we say things that offend anyone, it'd be like that sometimes. You
know?
No.
Okay, no. That's not how we should go about it. I don't want to offend anyone. So,
is this your apology video?
Yeah. Yeah. It's my opinion. And I'm really sorry, but like I said, if you are religious, that is your business, not mine. It's not offending me. It's not hurting me. It's not my business, and it shouldn't be my business. So,
end of spiel.
End of spiel. I'm sorry. Continue, Liz. I really feel like I had to insert that before I got some mean text from my mother saying you shouldn't have said that.
About your mom.
She's like you shouldn't have said that. You should probably delete it. But my disclaimer, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So I did Heaven's Gate. This is a cult that originated in San Diego,
California.
Yep. And
wait, I was born there
in San Diego.
La Jolla, but like yeah, I was raised. What, saying La Jolla?
There was like a... Is that the French? She's French.
Don't expose me on our podcast. People don't need to know.
Well, you did it, and you went La Jolla. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Was that good?
Mm-hmm.
Would you think I was French?
No.
No. Do you think people in France would make fun of me?
Yeah, and no, I mean, if you went there and you're like... yeah,
I wouldn't do that. That's so rude.
If you like just walk into a restaurant, you're like, give me some water. Yeah. And then they'd be like, she's a little strange. Okay,
I'm sorry. We're getting really off topic. So
this is also something my mother told me not to do. I'm so sorry.
Your mom's our manager.
Yeah, she's my momager.
So, this cult was in San Diego. There was 39 members of this cult. I feel like you're reading it, and it's kind of making me upset.
I'm not reading it. I can't even see it, honestly. I'm not, like, looking.
Okay. So there was 39 members of this cult, and all of them committed suicide.
Not much to say to that.
Well, the reason they did it, it was in hopes that a comet passing by named Hale Bopp.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
So they committed suicide in hopes that a comet passing by named Hale Bopp, would carry them into space.
That's kind of wacko.
Yeah. A little.
Ooh.
It's a little weird.
Take me, O comet, into your arms.
So, the two founders of this was Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles. They, so Applewhite had a near-death experience in the early 70s and claimed to have had a vision, and Bonnie was a nurse at the time. So...
A nurse? And she's a wackadoo?
Yeah.
Tough times, I guess.
The two had been convinced that they were the two mentioned in the book of Revelation 11:3 and began to attract followers. So that's how the cult started, because they thought that they were the two.
What blows my mind is that two crazy people
came together
and convinced other
crazy people.
Well, seemingly sane. I mean, I'm assuming.
No.
I mean, if
they killed themselves for
But it's crazy that they were just like, hey, I think this, and everyone was like, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, let's all just become a huge group and think crazy things and kill ourselves. Like, that's crazy to me. Like,
I'll tell you how they
at
killed
what
themselves.
point in your life, like, how low in your life do you have to be to, be like, oh, a comet flying by Earth is going to shoot us up into space? First of all, why would you want that?
I don't know. Maybe they were like, they just loved space. Maybe their name is
Take a class.
Their name is Heaven's Gate, so maybe they just like thought that heaven was space.
Whatever. I mean,
excuse me. So the members of this cult killed themselves in shifts in 97.
Shifts, like a job?
Yeah. So with some members helping others take a lethal cocktail of phenobarbital, applesauce, and vodka, and they would drink it.
Why the applesauce?
For taste, I'm assuming. I'm sure phenobarbital
and
vodka aren't like. I'm sure they're not a great
so they just thought the applesauce would cancel out the vodka and
phenobarbital.
Yeah.
I don't.
Could have picked something better, honestly. Applesauce is pretty bland as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, whatever. That's their choice.
So they took it in shifts because I guess So the way that they explained it is they took it in shifts because some members were helping the other members kill themselves as they were getting ready to kill themselves. So were they helping each other pour drinks, or like was this like a cocktail? Like,
cocktail hour?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's death cocktail.
Sick.
Yeah. So police found each dead member laying neatly in bunk beds with an armband that read "Heaven's Gate Away Team."
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what year did this happen? Do you know?
97.
Interesting. Oh my god, wait, that's the same year I was born. Spooky. There always nothing. Like, not related.
There's no correlation at all. So each member had $5.75 as an interplanetary toll.
I am $2 short of being able to be
to do with you.
I'm just realizing I can't even afford to be in a cult. I literally can't even afford to be in a cult.
I'll give you the extra.
That's my saddest.
Well, okay, I'll pay for you, I guess. Is that allowed?
I doubt it.
Are you sure?
It's fine. I didn't want to be part of that stupid cult anyway.
So, like, they thought there was a toll. They're like, we're going to kill ourselves. This comet's going to take us to space. But there's going to be a toll. Like,
what? That's like all kinds of wacky.
Yeah.
Like you have to kill yourself and pay?
Yeah.
That's a scam.
That's a lot. That's a scam. That's a whole scam.
You think if you're killing yourself,
that's not enough.
There's no fee.
Yeah, it's just like not
You
enough.
think that your life is enough. But no, I mean...
Your life plus $5.75.
Yikes.
Yep.
That's kind of a steep praise.
Yeah. So...
Maybe $3.92 would have been enough.
You go up to the toll, you're like... I only have $3. And they're like, get back.
They're like...
Like, what do you do if you don't have enough? They're like,
you're saying this as if there's actually a toll.
We don't know.
In theory, I would assume that it's just over for you. Or you're dancing around in space waiting for petty cash. You're doing tricks. You're like hoping someone has more than $7.
You're like a panhandler in space.
And you're hoping that someone's carrying like $10 on them somehow and you can make change.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the cult believed the Earth would be wiped clean or recycled by an impending apocalypse. So,
apocalypses are very common, I feel like, in cults.
Yeah.
All the wackadoos.
I feel like there's just like a group of people who like really believe there's going to be an apocalypse. Like, I wouldn't say...
We have them today, like the doomsday preppers and stuff like that.
Like, I wouldn't say I'm like super... not against, but like I wouldn't say I don't believe there might not be an apocalypse, but I'm not gonna go like hard for it.
I think climate change is our apocalypse.
Yeah. Like I don't think zombies are gonna walk around.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
If I believed that, I don't think I'd be here.
What is that? What is that? Are you okay?
I'm really afraid of zombies. I think it's really scary. It's a really scary concept.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
I don't think I could outrun one, is what I'm saying.
Okay, no. See, that's where I don't understand. In movies, yes, zombies are like speed demons, apparently. Like, Michael Myers can travel at lightning speed,
He's not
apparently.
a zombie.
Okay, I know, but I'm just saying, in movies, killers
but why
in general just like move at lightning speed.
Oh, I know.
That's not how it is in real life. Like, a real life zombie, they'd be moving like really slow.
Oh, because you know.
You think they'll be running at you like a dead person with like half a leg is running at you?
Honestly, you know what? They were
just
able to come back.
Knees.
They were able to come back from the dead. I'm sure they can do anything, and I am not a very fast runner.
I think you might be faster than one like Paul over there.
Honestly, I don't think you've ever seen me run. I think it's a very serious issue. I think that I would run out of breath quicker than a person who's not alive, and it would be over for me. They'd catch me in the middle of the field and be like, "You weren't fast enough," and I'd say,
"He's gonna say you guys are gonna have a conversation
before he kills me and eats my brains," and I'll say, "Well, you know what, one-legged Paul, you earned this. You really stuck it out, and you."
You came back from the dead,
right?
Like, you came after me.
You earned it. Like I gave you props, and honestly, like I just don't want to be alive if you guys are roaming the planet.
You give him a
like,
firm handshake too, and like his arm fall.
That would be great because then I think I would have more opportunity to run.
I feel like I would just go for I would grab a crowbar. And just start going at the head.
Can I be honest with you? I've never actually seen a crowbar in real life.
Me neither.
I'm convinced they just don't exist.
So do I.
They're movie fabrication.
I think crowbars are real.
I've never seen one.
I feel like car people have them.
Car people hit us up, send us your crowbars in case of the zombie apocalypse.
We're gonna get a P.O. box, send us your crowbars.
Only crowbars.
Yeah, we don't want anything else.
No, just crowbars. I'm not even gonna ask for,
Money.
The $4 that I need to get into Heaven's Gate, but I am asking for a crowbar.
That's all I want for Christmas.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So Detective Rick Scully, one of the first police officers to the scene, would later compare this involvement to being an episode of The Twilight Zone. So, I guess this Rick Scully, the detective, he had a interview or whatever. I don't know what it was. Or it was just him talking, and he said, "We were wandering from room to room to room, and every room we went into, we were finding bodies." This was also a rented place that they were in. This wasn't their home; they rented this place. And he says,
"That's disgusting."
Yeah, he says, "You're thinking, when is it going to end? How many bodies are going to be in here? How many rooms are there to this place?" Every room they went into the bodies were stacked up like cordwood.
Ew, that is so traumatizing and horrifying, genuinely.
I give props to, detectives. I could never see something like that and go on with
my life. Just, keep going.
Yeah. I'd be like, I would, be in the corner,
check yourself into a mental institution. Be like, you know what, I've really seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's horrifying, genuinely horrifying.
I agree.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was all for mine.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. It's not very long, but it was a lot.
Unsettling, for sure.
Yeah. It's probably just a silent H or something. People do that.
Rock, Thorold? Okay. I'll just call him Rock. The Rock.
No.
The Rock isn't part of this go. I'm so sorry.
We're going to get sued by him, too. This is number 3.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm so sorry. I'm a huge fan.
Love your work.
I loved the game plan. Okay.
Is that the one with,
Madison Pettis?
Why was I going to call her Sophia?
Was that her name in the movie?
Was it?
I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway. So, he wanted to save himself and his followers from the apocalypse, of course.
Yep.
And he dropped out of school as a child and taught himself the Old Testament.
Okay.
So for people who don't know what the Old Testament is, I'm honestly one of those people that didn't know. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm also one of those people.
I actually, when I was writing this, I asked Alyssa, do you know what the Old Testament is?
And I said no.
Right. And since she didn't know and I didn't know, I just thought I'd clarify that for everyone. So the Old Testament is part of the Christian Bible based on the Hebrew Bible. It was a collection of ancient religious writings by Israelites and believed by most Christians and Hebrews to be the sacred word of God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he believed a war between good and evil was about to begin, so he joined a Seventh-day Adventist church. Those are Jehovah's Witnesses, if anyone didn't know.
Oh, I actually didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No.
Mm-hmm. They are the ones that come to your door and ask you, do you want to talk about Jesus Christ? And usually people hide from them. I know, actually, for a fact, one of my old neighbors would close all the blinds and hide if she saw one on the street.
So, how do you know how do you know they're
because they're just walking around on your street. You've never seen them before. They're usually dressed really nice.
I don't think I've ever had one of those.
The ones on my street always carried pamphlets. Like, I remember one gave me a rose once.
That's kind of nice.
No, I think it was a little creepy.
Do you think they're, like, sweet-talking you? Or sweet-rosing you, like, giving you a rose?
Sweet-rosing you, yeah. I remember they handed it to me, and they're like, do you have a moment to talk about Jesus Christ? And I was like,
did you keep the rose?
I don't know. I doubt it. I think I was really creeped out.
I wouldn't even have taken it. I would have been like, you can have it.
I think it's just a weird gesture.
It is.
Okay. So he joined a Seventh-day Adventist church and lived by their rules, which means no tobacco, no unhealthy foods. Literally would have failed there. That is probably what would have kept me from the Seventh-day Adventist church, is the fact that I couldn't eat unhealthy foods. No offense. And then no alcohol or drugs. And that's really important, so remember that. So while organizing an Adventist seminar, he convinced a group of people to quit their jobs and form his religious group that he called the Anthill Kids. And this was in 1977.
Does it, I should probably just let you go, but does it tell you why he named it that?
I was literally about to say that.
It's okay. Just waited.
So they was named after ants because of their hard work. So he was like, we're putting in work.
I feel like a lot of animals have to do hard work.
But ants, like, they put in so much work. There's a whole movie, like, the Ant movie. I love that movie. Yeah, I loved it. No, honestly, I didn't, though.
I think, like, why do people... I feel like ants don't do much more work than other insects. Like, yeah, they're small and they carry big food, but, like...
No. I've seen this video, and someone poured... I think it's like magnesium or something.
I've seen that in their tunnels.
Right, and it's like an insane amount of just tunnels and passageways, and that is what convinces me that ants do work.
Okay.
Because I'm not out here building tunnels.
No,
I don't know any other kind of insect building tunnels.
But humans run, like,
we're humans, though. We're humans. We have thumbs. They have nothing.
You don't know if they have thumbs. Maybe they just have little thumbs.
Just don't think so. Anyway, so... he was then renamed Moses by his cult. And then, Moses. And they claimed to be a group for equality and unity. But this all kind of took a turn when the Adventist church kicked them out because of their weird behavior. Yeah. It's kind of weird when your church kicks you out because you're being weird. What are you doing?
You're too weird to get out.
You're too
like,
weird.
How do you approach that situation? Like, your Moses comes up to you, he's like, you gotta go.
No, he's Moses. They're like,
okay.
Moses, we're really sorry, but you and your group members, you're just being too weird. Please leave.
What were they doing?
Exactly.
Were they, like, in the back, like, hey,
They're like, you know what? You did a great job organizing our seminars, but you have to go. We can't deal with you anymore. So after they left the church, he did not allow his members to contact their families, and he developed a serious drinking problem, which, if you remember, is very against Adventist rules. So over time, the rules became stricter and stricter until members weren't even allowed to talk to each other without his permission.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
So, like, they were not even allowed to, like, have like, you and I could not have a conversation without
What would he
Moses.
do? Just, like...
I'm getting it. Hold on. So,
I keep jumping ahead.
I know. He started spying on his members, and if he personally felt they weren't devoted enough, he would punish them.
He would spy on them?
Yeah.
To, like, what extent?
It didn't say, but I'm like, if you are watching your members so closely that you know they're not devoted enough, I'm sure you're watching them, like...
How do you watch a ton of people at a time? Like...
Probably cameras, I'm assuming. I mean, this is only in 1977. Like, it's not crazy to think that he had cameras.
Yeah.
So if a member wanted to leave the cult, he would literally freak out. He would beat them with belts and hammers, suspend them from the ceiling, and he would pluck all of their hair off of their body one strand at a time.
What?
Mm-hmm. And also, it said that he would defecate on them. And if you don't know what that means, he would poop on them. Okay, just something.
That's like a lot. That's a lot from him. Like,
it's a lot of work.
Like, yeah, Moses
is putting in work, but not the good kind of work. He's the ant. Yeah, And all the other people are his kids. Oh my god. I just had a revelation.
Brainchild.
I feel like Jimmy Neutron. He's like, brain blast. Is that Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sure that is brain blast.
Oh god. So by 1979, his delusions became extreme. So he felt like he was like God. He like godlike abilities.
Ooh.
And he was convinced that God was going to destroy Quebec, which is where they were.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove his commune into the Canadian wilderness. They were like living in the forest.
Oh my god.
So 1979 came and went and nothing happened.
Wait, this like blows my mind. So these people believed this man so hard that they were willing to leave Quebec and live in the woods because he says so.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know. Like,
people are crazy.
That's like some kind of mind control.
Yeah, that's like real life brainwashing.
Yeah, exactly. It is. What's exactly what it is. He was brainwashing them.
That's insane.
So 1979 came and went, and obviously Quebec wasn't destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So he convinced his members that God's world ran at a different time zone, and that's why Quebec wasn't destroyed.
Do you think there was like one person that was like, I think you're lying?
They're probably sitting there like, this sounds fake, but
like,
okay.
twiddling their thumbs. They're like,
But they couldn't do anything because he was watching them. And he's like, well, I don't want all my body hair to be plucked out one by one. I don't want him to poop on me. Like, it's just, you know.
He's like, you better stop or I'm going to poop on you.
Oh my god. I'm going to go around. Someone like that and be like, you better watch it. I'll poop on you.
That's such like a strange.
It's like I would, if someone ever threatened me like that, I'd be like, wow, this person is insane. Like, no sane person is out here saying, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to poop on you. Who can poop on command, first of all? It's just insanity. So, among the women in his commune, he fathered 26 children.
Like, his real children?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
He gets a lot of kids.
Were they all brainwashed?
Well, I don't know. I don't mean, but he abused them all sexually and physically, and a lot of times, welfare came in and took them out.
Those poor kids.
So if they upset him, he would play surgeon with them and use kitchen utensils, and they would often lose limbs and fingers.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. He was like
that man's like a sick man.
Yeah. So there were other. I'm reading this off of the website because it was so much to write, but like I said, if they upset him, he would make them break their own legs with sledgehammers, shoot each other in the shoulders, eat their own and each other's poop.
Okay, this man has a thing for poop. It's
insects and rats. And he would nail children to trees and force other children to throw rocks at them.
Okay, this isn't funny like at all. But can you imagine driving?
I know where you're going with this, and I think you should just not say it. I think you should stop because it's really messed up.
No, I don't know if you do. So no, okay, just like imagine like being the neighbor of this man.
They're in the woods.
I know, but like there has to be some like form of life near them, or like someone just like drives by some time of the day and sees these people, and these kids are like going haywire, like shooting each other and biting each other. Like no one says it.
This is adults too.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's like crazy.
And then he would forcibly remove teeth and nails, like fingernails.
That's like a really scary thing for me. Like getting my teeth ripped out is
or
my
your
biggest
nails.
fear.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so disgusting. I'm not even gonna go more into detail with that kind of stuff because it's really disturbing and it's awful. So once they're saying a follower complained of pain in their abdomen, and he forced her to undress and lay on the kitchen table, and he punched her in the stomach because that definitely removes abdomen pain, and performed an enema on her.
Does this man think he's a doctor?
And filled her with olive oil.
She's not a turkey, first of all. Like, you don't punch... No!
Are you punching turkeys?
No, like, I mean, like, a dead turkey. Like,
yeah.
You stick things in dead turkeys. Like,
right.
It's just, like...
It's horrible. There's more. So he filled her with olive oil, and he cut her stomach open, ripped out her intestines with his bare hands, mind you.
So I'm assuming at this point she's dead.
Yeah, and then he forced another member to stitch her up.
She's a
No, she actually lived through this. And then he shoved a tube down her throat and made other women blow air into it. So she did die the next day, but she lived through all of that.
Did her abdomen pain go away? Like, I don't... But I feel like he was just had no idea what he was doing with that, and he was like, I just want to torture this woman, so I'm going to pretend I know what I'm doing.
There's more to it, like, after she died, and it's just, it's so... It's so disturbing. If you were,
queasy?
Yeah, queasy, don't listen to this part. Just turn it off for about 5 seconds.
Or skip.
So, he believed that he had the power to resurrect people, and to resurrect her, he drilled a hole into her head, and had every male member of the cult ejaculate into her skull.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But obviously
and insane.
she was dead.
Yeah. I just want to know what, like, goes to this man's head for him to think, this is exactly what's going to bring this woman back to life. Like, what?
Right. So there was this one woman, her name was Gabrielle Lavallee, and she was one of those people, like you said, that was thinking, like, oh, something's not right here, like, this isn't, like, you know, what he's saying doesn't make sense. And it took her until he amputated her breasts and smashed her head into it with an axe for her to flee and contact the police.
She didn't die?
No.
Oh my God.
So in 1989, they were all set free, and he was given a life sentence. However, he only lived to 63 because a fellow prison mate murdered him in prison.
Good.
Which is exactly what he deserved.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was honestly some of the most disturbing things I've ever heard. I just can't, like I said, I can't imagine, you know, one crazy guy is like, oh, I'm the prophet, the world's gonna end, join me, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what the end goal here was for him, or he was saving them from the apocalypse, whatever. It's just...
So, they left Quebec because... What?
Because they thought that God was going to destroy Quebec, which is why they were in...
Quebec. Like, only
right,
Quebec.
Only Quebec. And that's why they were in the forest.
That makes no sense.
And I think that's when things really escalated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just...
Genuinely makes no sense.
Literally insanity. I think that's just what a cult is. So you know what? I take it back about what I said about religion being a cult. I think in certain instances it can be like that.
Yeah, in certain aspects I do think religion can be compared to a cult, but I don't think it's like
as severe.
Yeah,
I think when the way he's taking it, the level to which he took it, I think that is considered like severe. Mm-hmm. Like that's abuse of religion, I would say.
And power, because he had power like
over these people. Yes. And I think that is what makes a cult, is the severity to which you are, like the extent to which you're taking your religion, and to the extent that you are manipulating people. Yeah. I think that is what makes it a cult. It's like the manipulation of weak-minded people. And I think that's the only way that you can be involved in a cult, is if you are weak-minded. And I think I read something somewhere saying people who join a cult, for some reason, they're at like a crossroads in their life. Things aren't going well for them. So they're vulnerable. Right, they're vulnerable. And when you seek out vulnerable people, they're more likely to follow you. Yeah. They're like sheep. Mm-hmm. And it's not their fault. It's not because these could even be like the nicest people in the world. Mm-hmm. And they're vulnerable, and he's, you know, a strong-willed person. He's like, oh, the world's going to end. Don't worry. Like, just follow me. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you know what? I'm in such a bad place in my life that this sounds right.
They think it's like gonna get them out of that bad place.
Exactly. And by the time they realize it's too late, it's too late. Exactly. Like they're like, I'm in too deep. Mm-hmm. And if they do leave, like it said in the article, there was serious repercussions. Mm-hmm. So
I feel like he's a murderer, obviously, very clearly. And excuse me, sorry. And I feel like being a follower of him, I wouldn't willingly be like, oh, I have this pain, because you know he's going to be like, oh, I feel like he thinks he's a doctor too. He's just like,
he thinks he's God.
Yeah, he just like doesn't, like, I wouldn't be like, oh, hey, I have this pain. Do you think you can fix it? And he murders you. Like, that's not, and everybody's just like standing by watching this happen.
They're like, this is okay.
Yeah.
But I wonder if people were like watching this happen and they were like, maybe this isn't okay, but I'm too afraid to leave.
They couldn't, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I think that's essentially what makes a cult. So I don't think, like, I think to a certain extent you don't know, like, going back to what we were saying in the beginning is, I don't think that you know you're in a cult until it's too late. And then there's nothing you can do.
Then it is too late. You literally can't do anything.
Right. So, if you realize you're in a cult, get some help.
Get out of there.
Get out. Yeah, run.
Do your best. Just, if he takes you into the woods or she takes you in the woods,
Jesus.
Just disappear in the night.
Female cult leaders, that would actually be a really interesting thing to cover, I think. Topic.
Both of ours, well,
mine
men. Was kind of
it was partially female, but I feel like men are just more dominant in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it for our cult episode. Again, shout out to Heather. This was a great topic for this week. If you've made it all the way through and you want to hear about something, you can, leave a comment under, the video, or contact us through our Instagram, which is also going to be in the bio. But yeah,
we will cover anything. It doesn't have to be on the spectrum of murder or cult or anything. It can literally be anything.
Anything
we're willing to cover anything that anyone wants to talk about.
Right. We're broadening our range, I guess. Horizon is a good word. But yeah, if you made it all the way through, thank you so much for listening.
We appreciate it.
We really do.
We do.
And we talk a lot, and we do a lot of talking that's not about it.
And we get off track.
That's okay. But
that's why we're here.
That's us. I'm Aurelie.
I'm Alyssa.
Thanks for listening.
Peace out.